Winter here at Ballydoyle, you mentioned, like, is it quiet here? And obviously the horses are still here, so they're going through their paces in the off season.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Work keeps going, and obviously through the winter we'd be trying to sort out the problems from the year gone by, and if any of them had weaknesses, we'd be trying to work on those weaknesses before the real serious training starts, really. And that's what really happens here through the winter.
And just talk about some of your horses, the older horses first. You speak about weaknesses. Kyprios, he doesn't have any weakness. He ran 7 times last year, won 7 times, starting off in the Vintage Crop Stakes.
Yeah, amazing horse, really. What can you say? 2 years ago we thought he'd never race again. 2 years ago we thought he wouldn't live. Then we thought that he might get to go to stud as a stallion, but he would have his fetlock might lose the use in it, but obviously he didn't. He came through it all. Everyone did a great job with him to get him back. Incredible horse, really. He's very comfortable in that category that he's in. He's a lot of class. He's lovely, laid back, lazy horse through a race, and no, everyone does a great job with him. All the people that are around him, incredible, really. There's so many people, but he's an amazing horse to have. He's a group winner. He'd be very comfortable at 1.25 miles, and obviously he gets the Gold Cup trip, so that's a very unusual thing. So hopefully the plan is, I think everyone wants to go back to Ascot with him. Hopefully start in Nav and go to Leopardstown if everything's well, and then go to Ascot hopefully, and see where we go then after that. But really looking forward to it, really.
And of course he's still an entire, like Yates was when after he won his 4 Ascot Gold Cups, and Kyprios seems to be on a similar trajectory.
Yeah, incredible. He is. Yeah. So it's hard to believe. He's a lovely mind. Obviously you'd know that he's entire. He's hardy by now, but he's very good natured, as horses go. Colts of that age. Yeah, incredible, really.
And Los Angeles, the Irish Derby winner from last year, ran a big race in the Arc as well when he led from early.
Yeah, well, we were delighted with his run. Obviously we would have preferred if we had have got a lead with him, but that wasn't the way it was. That's the way it fell for Ryan, and we thought that he could be a very legitimate Arc horse this year. We thought that first part of the season we'd look at the Tattersall's at the Curragh and maybe run before that, and see after that then do we go to Ascot for the 1.25 mile race, the Prince of Wales, or not. But the Arc is the race we have our eye on in the autumn, and we think he's a very legitimate horse for that.
And do you think he's as good over 10 furlongs, or do you think 1.5 miles is his trip?
We think he's a very classy horse, so 10 furlongs is no problem to him, but we think over 1.5 miles he shows loads of class, so it should be no problem. But obviously to win a race like the Arc you have to have 1.25 mile class, if it's going to happen as well, usually.
Yeah, and Jan Brueghel ran 4 times last year, won 4 times, won the St Leger at the end of the season as well.
Yeah, incredible horse too. His 4 runs are incredible. Obviously he was absolutely flung into the Melbourne Cup, and we thought it was only a matter of going down and turning up with him, so there you go. So he was very well in. He's a lovely horse, good natured, good sound horse. Looking forward to him this year. Where he's going to come in, we're not sure. He's obviously going to have to stand in line when Kyprios is there, and if Kyprios goes to the Gold Cup, I would imagine the lads will have a look at something like the Hardwick with him and go from there and finish out on through the year on into the autumn. But he's a lovely horse, genuine, classy, handles fast ground, stays well. Anything, I'd imagine he's a group winner over 1.25 miles, but I'd imagine probably anything from 1.5 miles up he should be very comfortable at.
Yeah, and you think he's got that pace for kind of middle distances as opposed to staying trips?
Yeah, I think so. I think he has. Like obviously, like I said, he's a group winner over 1.25 miles, and usually if they do, they should be very happy with a 1.5 mile race at the top level. But obviously, he did win a Leger as well. So, but he's probably not an easy horse to work out because he only does enough. He just kind of passes a horse and waits. But that's the way he's always been and always probably will be.
Yeah. And Diego Velasquez, he started off over middle distance trips, but then really found his niche when he dropped back in trip.
Yeah, we thought that he would be very comfortable 1.25 miles, 1.5 miles, and I remember going to the King Edward and Ascot that he would win, and we put on a lot of pace for him, and probably that's the first time we really found out. We exposed him, and he was more built for speed than stamina. Obviously he's out of a fast mare, but he is by Frankel, so the plan is to go back to Ascot and maybe a run or two before for the Queen Anne, and see where we go from there. But there is a chance into the autumn he'll get 1.25 miles when we get through the first half of the year, we think.
Yeah, because he showed a lot of pace then at Leopardstown, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah, and he was very impressive at Leopardstown when he ran. He found it very easy to go fast, and Ryan rode him very uncomplicated. He went forward on him, and obviously he was very sure that he would get that trip well, and he's a little bit lazy too, so that makes him easier to ride.
Tower of London, really good stayer as well. He did really well internationally last season.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a lovely horse as well, but obviously he'll probably have to stand in line with Kyprios as well. We're thinking of going to France for the Group 1 early in the year with him. Obviously we'll look at Ascot then, but obviously it's going to depend on where Kyprios goes. Like, obviously there's no point in running them against Kyprios in the Gold Cup if he's well, so we'll slot into some of those races, I think.
Illinois, another horse who stays well but has middle distance pace as well.
We think he's improved a lot physically from last year, and he could be a kind of a dark horse. We think that he's going to have class enough for a 1.5 mile championship races, so he could be an arc horse as well. We'll see. Physically he was a little bit weak last year, and he stayed very well, but we think he'll be very comfortable back at a 1.5 mile. That's what we think anyway at the moment.
And Stormboy, really interesting recruit from Australia. He's got form over kind of 5.5 to 7 furlongs in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to him. We weren't sure when he came, would he be a miler, would he be 7, would he be 6, but we're very convinced now that he's a fast horse, he's a sprinter. So we'll train him for Ascot for the 6 furlong race, and maybe a run before it. Big, strong, powerful horse, great traveller, and wants to do it. So we think that that's the way to go with him.
Right, yeah. And have you liked him since he's arrived?
He's a lovely horse. He's an exciting horse, big and powerful. And he's by Justify, and they don't stop, and they all have loads of class. And I think his speed comes from his class. So it would be nice to go that way with him. We could leave Diego go the mile route, and then he could go the sprinting route. So, but he is fast. And
Continuous, you were saying earlier on he might be on track for Dubai?
Yeah, that's the plan. He first run back in Saudi, got a little bit tired. We're going to go back to Dubai for the stay-in race. He came out of the race very well, so he likes to be ridden patiently. So we're looking forward to that. He's in good form.
And then, like this season ahead, you've got obviously such a strong team as you usually do, and you're kind of trying to figure out the speed at which they come. Do you enjoy all this? Do you enjoy this time of year?
We do, yeah, exactly. And it's changing all the day. Every day it changes when you start working. Like, some come very quick, some take a long time to come. So that's just the way they are. Usually those good ones, like good fillies, can come very quick when you go ask them. But we'll see. It's changing every week, but they are in a good place, and they're working in good, strong work every week now. So it's like you said, it is enjoyable and interesting and intriguing, really, to see what's going to happen.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.